Welcome to Feminist Frequency Radio. This is the show that asks you to be critical of the media you love. I'm Kat Spada.
And I'm AC Lamberty, and perhaps it is you who are the toad.
Last week, we discussed The Wiz and the ways in which Hollywood filmmakers failed the Broadway musical in its screen adaptation. Today, that film's writer, Joel Schumacher, must continue to answer for his crimes as we discuss the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical film he directed in 2004, The Phantom of the Opera. Lloyd Webber hired Schumacher to helm the adaptation of his mega-hit musical after being impressed with his use of music in The Lost Boys, 13 years before the movie finally went into production. Emmy Rossum stars as Christine Daae. Gerard Butler stuns as the Phantom. And Patrick Wilson and Minnie Driver wow in supporting roles.
Lot 666, a chandelier in pieces. Some of you may recall the strange affair of the Phantom of the Opera. Gentlemen.
The Phantom of the Opera is about Eric, a messy bitch who is only literally alive, if not for drama. From his hiding places in a 19th century Parisian opera house, he schemes to advance the fame of Christine, the singer he's been obsessed with, he might call it tutoring, ever since she was a child. As Christine reunites with her childhood sweetheart Raoul, the new patron of the opera, the Phantom's plans grow grander and more violent. But all along, she has helped him make the music
of the night. Were you going to scream sing it like Gerard Butler?
When he does To Soar, in where it's like complete auto-tune out.
I gotta tell you, I have
loving it.
I'm like, where do I begin? One of my best friends lives in New York, and she and I both love like a Jason Statham action movie. Mm-hmm. We love to tune into something at the same time and like text each other across time zones. That night, she was like, I'm taking an edible. What movie should I watch? I want like a dumb action movie. And I was like, you should watch Gerard Butler in Plane, which I loved. And then I was watching The Phantom of the Opera. And so I'm like watching The Phantom of the Opera and she's texting me like, so is it about the plane? I am looking respectfully at Mike Coulter.
Don't
and I was
worry
like,
about it.
This is a perfect mashup.
I mean, is this not an action movie? It feels like superhero DNA, which makes a lot of sense from Joel Schumacher, and sometimes works and sometimes really does not.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you wouldn't have this movie if you didn't have the Batman stuff he had done.
The black and white origin. I mean, it's not an origin; it's a flash forward, but it still feels very like we're seeing the dead parents.
I feel like we usually are just kind of like having a freeform discussion, but I think that like this episode, we need to cover a lot of ground. We need to talk about Andrew Lloyd Webber. We can talk about Joel Schumacher, and we need to like just discuss Gerard Butler as like an entity.
Yes. Can I say at the top though, great gowns.
Beautiful
gowns, like for real. Like love the production design. Okay, we can begin where you'd like.
What is your relationship to Andrew Lloyd Webber? I guess
okay.
Like Musical Mayhem, we were like Andrew Lloyd Webber, like we gotta cover some of his nightmare stuff, which I also love. But
I really don't have a relationship, but I was thinking watching this, like this Phantom was the show that all of the theater girlies in my middle and high school were obsessed with. So I know like 50% of the words to all of these songs somehow. Yes. Very zeitgeisty. I never have seen it on stage. I saw Cats as for the bit, whatever. But otherwise very unfamiliar. Yeah, Cats, the 2019 film.
I feel like he is just this undeniable presence, right? The stage presence. It's like, especially when we were growing up, there was Phantom and Cats were always touring.
Yeah.
And Phantom... And both of them, like, I feel like people bring their children to these shows. Mm-hmm. Even though Phantom is, like, dark and dreary. Like, I definitely remember seeing this staged when I was a kid. And, like, the chandelier falling being this massive set piece that they get gasps out of the crowd. And then like Andrew Lloyd Webber, I don't know. I feel like it's like, I don't know how I feel about his stuff. I think he is that synth music that's like so of its time and feels like incongruous for all of these stories kind of makes me get pumped. Like I'm like, I don't know, like this, I can
Some
feel
of it
like
made
I
me
want
quite emotional, to be honest. Like I was near the end of watching this movie, I was like, I feel that, and this is, you know, not being a huge fan or having seen a ton of his work, but, you know, knowing the style, it feels like Andrew Lloyd Webber's work is just something you have to give yourself over to, like earnestness, like 100%. And like it's so on its face and everything like is what it is and is so strong. You know what I mean? So it's like when it works, it works. It's like when you feel love, you feel, you know, it's really impactful, or it's corny as fuck. Like it's a really thin edge.
And I think oddly enough, Cats works for me. Like I really love Cats. I feel like it's something where I'm like, I can't believe they really nailed Cats. Like,
are you fucking serious? Are you being serious?
I am being serious.
Being quite serious?
I am being serious, and I think it's this weird, like, I think there's this is very like stoner thoughts, but it's like there's something so simple about like some guy wrote poems about cats for his like nieces and nephews or something 100 years ago. And then the songs are literally like about cats from the cat's perspective. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's like, it's simple, but it works. Like, I get it. And then for Phantom, I think like the story is almost like, because there's too much story, I'm like a little bored.
Quite complex, I must say. But like in a way where they don't nail it. Like they don't. I felt like this was operating at like 65% optimal screen musical for me.
Yeah.
And most of it was like atmosphere, to be honest.
When it started, and I did see this movie when it came out, but I have not thought about it ever since. And when it started, watching it the other night, I was like, I don't think I'm going to love this. I really think I'm going to love this. Like, it starts with these incredible effects.
Yeah, the opening is great. I was like, ooh, let's fucking go.
And like that, the synth, the like, dun, 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 like of the motif. I felt like this is so perfectly like an 80s thing that Meatloaf could show up.
Ooh.
And he could, and then this got me thinking, I love Meatloaf. I love those. He has these very operatic music videos, starred, of course, in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but he could be in almost any Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, I decided.
Absolutely.
I wrote down the ones that I would like to see him in.
Oh my God.
It's basically just all the ones I'm familiar with, which is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Jesus Christ Superstar. I think he could play any role.
Him as Jesus.
Evita, any role. Cats, McCavity. I'd like to see him as McCavity.
Which one is that again?
Idris Elba.
Okay.
They did a Wizard of Oz, obviously Cowardly Lion.
Oh, I actually think that would slay. School of Rock does make a bit too much sense.
It's very on the nose, but like I want it to happen. And then I just wanted to know how familiar you were with Starlight Express.
I know of it, and I know the concept of like trains and roller skates and all of that, but that's about it.
I was definitely taken to see that when I was a child and loved it because that's for children.
Because
like,
everyone is on a roller skate.
Yeah.
It's
and I was like, they're trains and they're in love. It's cute. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there is like, he is looking camp straight in the eye. Like, dead ass. And I did, to your point about like feeling so 80s, I thought it was really interesting that this film adaptation, it was like greenlit in 1989, doesn't come out until, was it 2004 or 2002?
Yes. They started production in 2002, came out in 2004.
And it feels like it kind of encompasses that cultural like media time period in so many different ways. Like you have that insane 80s synth music and these weird 90s superhero kind of visuals, like transitions and movement and stuff. It's really interesting.
There's there's so much to talk about in this movie, but like when Emmy Rossum is in her like white lingerie moment and she has this tall...
Yeah, the boat ride that turns her into a harlot.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, this is so like Cinemax, like
Yes.
hazy camera. She has like a white lace gown thing, but then these like thigh-high stockings. And I was like, that is just very like what was deemed sexy in 1990.
Yes. And then you have the guy in the masquerade sequence doing a weird bad Vogue. And I'm like, oh, that's early 2000s. Like...
And you know they were like, I mean, Joel Schumacher, right? Like in the voguing in The Wiz, like, yeah.
Should we get into Joel Schumacher a bit? Like cover our key personnel?
The notion that Andrew Lloyd Webber saw The Lost Boys and was like, this is
That's
the man.
My man.
What?
Again, they like similar to how I felt about Joel Schumacher and Diana Ross with The Wiz and Estienne teaching and whatever. Like Andrew Lloyd Webber and Joel Schumacher must have been fucking railing lines, like queening out. Like...
And like the reason that this took so long to get made was it was supposed to star Sarah Brightman, who originated the role of Christine on the stage and was Andrew Lloyd Webber's wife, and then they were going through divorce.
He's a straight man?
You know, he's a straight man who...
in the tradition of like Baz Luhrmann?
Yeah. I was reading something though about like he flew on his private jet back to London to like vote on some reform that was like anti-trans. So like,
oh, sick. Well, to be honest, that could really be any British person, even if they are gay. So
that could be any like identity.
I'm not going to take that from him.
So he was married to, but also like it's like Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster. It's like being married to a like soprano who does both opera
diva.
And the West End is like, is that straight?
Culturally queer, certainly.
I invite you to look at Joel Schumacher's Wikipedia picture this moment.
I took a look last night. He's looking wet, I have to say. He's like oiled up in it. It's incredible.
Talk about in the tradition
Bradley Cooper down.
In the tradition of Baz Luhrmann. The little choker in the open
Bradley Cooper
shirt.
Biopic. Now. Oh my God. Bradley Cooper having sex with 10 to 20,000 men.
He first entered filmmaking as a production and costume designer. That tells you everything you need to know.
And he worked on a lot of those Berry Gordy Motown productions and then went from there, which is like, I found it funny too that there was like, I guess some public outcry about him adding stuff to the film of Phantom of the Opera that was not in the stage adaptation. Right. Just made me think of The Wiz, where he was like, yeah, I love this musical. I'm going to do something completely different, but thank you for your input.
Well, and also that like Lloyd Webber, you know, who has this massive IP on his hands and is like, I've picked my guy. And even as the years pass, I'm not picking another.
Yeah.
It's like part of this was also that that Joel Schumacher was like getting huge.
Yeah.
And his career was just like blowing up in the 90s. Batman, The Client, like these big movies. And then it was like, I'll wait for you.
We just vibe so much. What are we going to do?
Yeah. But, you know, when this movie starts, I'm like, thank God Joel Schumacher's here.
Yeah. So you said that there were other screen adaptations in this kind of 1989 time period, or?
No. So this is not really about the movie. This is just about the record-breaking stage production of the Andrew Lloyd Webber 1986 musical. This was just wild to me that The Phantom of the Opera is a novel in 1910. And in and it's been made into movies several times, like, I don't know, almost a dozen times over the years.
I haven't seen any of the old ones.
I feel like I, at some point, watched a lot of these, like, 1920s silent kind of monster movies. And, like, this sort of feels like, you know, Lon Chaney in 1925. I think I've seen that. But just the fact that there were 3 different musical stagings of this that all have their own life. So in 1976, Ken Hill, I don't know who he is, but Ken Hill is like, I love the book, The Phantom of the Opera. I'm going to make it into a musical. And at some point, Andrew Lloyd Webber is like, I'll help. And he gets involved in Ken Hill's Phantom of the Opera. And then like they have some creative differences. And he's like, actually, you do you. I'm going to do my own.
Like, we'll see who has a better Phantom of the Opera, essentially.
I guess. I mean, nowhere.
Well, who the fuck is Ken Hill? I gotta say.
Exactly. Like, I never saw anything that was like, clash. Like, it just seems like he was like, well, I just think I'm actually going to remove myself from this project. And then he like goes and reads the Phantom of the Opera book and is like, I got some ideas. And then, so 1976 is Ken Hill. 1986 is Andrew Lloyd Webber's.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1991, two randoms make their own musical. And so it's called Phantom. And I was like,
who is it? Who are
Maury
the people?
Yeston and Arthur Coppett.
Good on them.
Good on him. So I'm thinking this is like Phantom ! The unauthorized, autobiography of Eric, the Phantom of the Opera or something. No, it's literally just that they like were reading the book. They were like, we should make a musical out of this. And then Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical is like gaining steam. And they're like, ours is different enough. And they like keep making their own.
So weird.
But they have to just call it Phantom. 1991.
Wow, that's so strange. I mean, I really was thinking about kind of the upcoming, or I guess even currently, like the monster stuff we have in the zeitgeist. A lot of Frankenstein stuff coming down the pike. A lot of vampire stuff, but not in a way where it is direct text adaptation. That's so interesting. I wonder what was happening in the 80s that people were like dying for gothic romance adaptations.
And that they just all had different, like the Ken Hill one, I think he was taking the music that would have been playing in the opera houses at the time and like writing original lyrics to go with these classic arrangements. So that was his approach. And Andrew Lloyd Webber was like, yeah, that's not what I do.
Boring.
Yeah. I'm literally just quoting Wikipedia at this time. So do not consider this academia. In 1984, British producer Ken Hill revived his 1976 musical Phantom of the Opera in England. This was not a big threat to Holder, Coppett, and Yeston, since their musical was intended to play on Broadway. The real threat emerged when Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Phantom of the Opera became a smash hit in London in 1986. The novel was already in the public domain in Britain, but would still be under copyright in the United States for 2 more years where Holder held the rights to it. So, like, just the fact that these 3 things were playing with each other, I thought was really interesting because, obviously...
Yeah, there was a superior text, at least in, the mind of the culture or whatever. Yeah. I am interested in the kind of operatic version, though, because I did find... Like, the moments where I thought the music was the most striking was when it relied the most on that. Like, I love the spooky little sung interstitial moments. I thought were really effective. I also just love, like, a creepy, kooky, like, I love that kind of shit. Like, I don't know, it had me in a Sweeney Todd kind of mind as well. And,
this
but the operatic
all
stuff is
skulking.
Yes. It's the best.
This is, like... Yeah, I mean, I will say that, like, pretty quickly, though, I was like, this is boring.
Yeah, okay, so when is the turn for you? Because I was in for a while and was like, wow, I'm actually surprised I wasn't a super fan as a child, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it has kind of everything that I want out of a setup, at least.
It's kind of like after the boat ride that turns her into a harlot.
A slut.
Because it's like... There's just such big grand staging. Minnie Driver is hilarious.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I liked her at first, and then I was like, she's eating. She's making a choice. I like it. Yeah,
and like Patrick Wilson shows up with his little hairdo.
Lace front.
I like 2 things. I like my panty lines and my lace fronts visible.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. I think then it's like, by that point, I'm kind of like, I've heard all the songs I want to hear, except Masquerade, which comes later and is great.
That's the Wicked effect. I worry that that's going to be this second movie for me. I'm going to be like, what are any of these songs? I don't care.
No, that's, I think, going to be a real problem.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, then it's just like, I think I was also losing, like, because there's all the speak singing and like random other characters where I'm like, so what's the Phantom want now? Like,
that's the thing. I did think there was a lot, like, honestly, stuff lost in translation from the stage adaptation that you get in like big blocking. You know what I mean? Like when you're watching something unfold on a huge stage in front of you versus like super close coverage, which then I was like, where is anybody? I don't, there's some kind of like narrative slippage there that I thought was kind of interesting, actually, like from stage to screen. But yeah, it is a bit like, is anything real? And how does anybody feel about anything? I don't know. But I do think Emmy Rossum had such insane, like, rapt face that I was like, oh, I buy it. I buy that she's transfixed. Yeah.
Then he shows her a mannequin that looks just like her.
Bro, there is shit that is like dark and like freaky. That was freaky to me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And like, she's like, she thinks he might be the ghost of her father.
Yeah, okay. I would love for you to explain what you think their relationship is.
The plot of the Phantom of the Opera is.
I have in my notes in all caps, how would you describe the series of events in this film?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like where to focus. That is the weird thing, is like there's so many like tropes and archetypes of like the young starlet upstaging the old diva, the man who's fixated on, like, there's a little Stars Born kind of moment too, of just like, I want you to be famous, I want you to rise up, and then like when she's a star who can choose to marry the guy she wants, he's like, fuck you. Like,
the behind the scenes like producery like business owners like, we have to save the theater, what the fuck, like that kind of thing.
I think that's also part of it, is like there would be these like side dudes in wigs who were running around that I was like, is that the stage manager? Or is that the like, and what's his deal? Like, is he trying to kill the Phantom, catch the Phantom? He gets killed by the Phantom. So that's where there was a lot of like, I'm
not following.
And it's very clear that the Phantom has a love relationship with Christine.
Christine Daae, industry plant, as I saw in a Letterboxd review.
And
her dad died.
Her dad, famous violinist.
Okay, that's what he was, a performer.
Yeah.
And was like, music is so important. Remember that, sweetie.
Right.
And promised her the angel of music would visit her, and now... But that the whole thing is like that. I was like, I wish there would have been more playing with, is the Phantom a real guy or not? That's where it gets pretty superhero for me, where it's like, well, yes, he obviously is real and he will have a bad fight with Patrick Wilson in the sewer or whatever. But in the moments where I was like, I can't tell if he's real, like the first like 20 minutes is really like, oh shit. Like, I can't really tell. It's gross. It's like hot. I really loved that. And then they lost me.
Right. I think it's like you need to, what was the thing a year ago? Somebody had this great statement. I think it was about like just Twisters, or like all Hollywood was like either be like 10% dumber or 50% smarter.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like this is also in that problem zone of like, you're sort of answering too many questions. So if you're going to do that, then just like craft the story better.
Absolutely.
So the fact that we get a flashback to the dancer's mom rescuing the Phantom as an abused child.
Again, another like legit fucked up moment where I was like, this is sad. Like, I'm not enjoying this.
There's like a 8-year-old boy with a bag on his head being beaten in a cage for entertainment. And then she's like, well, I, saved him and like took him to the opera house or whatever. And so then I'm like,
fucking then.
Right. I'm like, so you've been involved in this the whole time? Like,
that I found like pretty effectively sinister. Like the moments where the scary French mother is a bit like provoking them, pushing them in a certain, I was like, that's fucking cool. But again, they abandon that and it gets kind of lost in the churn of characters and stuff. Yeah.
And it's just this like, I guess one of the issues is like, Andrew Lloyd Webber, okay, I don't know if this started with Andrew Lloyd Webber, but I think people had some problems with Gerard Butler in this movie.
Oh, I can't imagine why.
But like taking his performance next, just his casting that he's like kind of too young and hot. Was that a problem?
For me?
That's never a problem for you.
If I think about it, I think it would be much hotter for me if it were an old guy, that's for sure. I would enjoy that more. But I do think having a like at the time action hero ass man is just like goofy more than anything.
Right.
I was just thinking the whole time, like, how did they pitch this to him? Like how, like trying to convince him that it was like a muscular action-y role.
Right. And then they were like, you're going to have to take some voice lessons.
By the way. And they really paid off.
I mean, apparently, like, he had taken a couple of voice lessons. Minnie Driver's character is supposed to be like an opera singer, so they have someone else doing the singing.
Yeah.
I don't know why Hollywood stopped dubbing in the singing voices.
Yeah, because it's amazing. Like, it's perfect. She nails the performance aspect of it so entirely. Like, yeah, I have no issues with dubbing. Like, still do
many of those, like, 60s musicals, they were commonplace doing it. Like, I think Marnie Nixon, is that her name? She's like was the voice of like Audrey Hepburn and Natalie Wood. Like, she was the singing voice in all these musicals. He also like he has that Gerard Butler voice. I don't know, like he has like I don't know if it's a lisp. I don't know if that's what I'm saying. It's just like, this was the first time I was like, oh, right, it's Gerard Butler.
Yeah, there's like a chew to his, you know what I mean? There's like there's a thing in the back of his mouth.
He is undeniably Scottish. I think that's maybe it. And I love that. I'm very well on the record for loving that. But
P.S. I love that.
But that's where it's like, yeah, he should be older, because the fact that I'm like, I don't know, she's like 18 or something.
Yeah.
Emmy Rossum. And then I don't know how old Patrick Wilson is, but I was like, I don't know, Patrick Wilson and Gerard Butler could be the same age. Like, if he's like this real...
Yeah, oh yeah, I saw them as contemporaries for sure. Yeah. I was like, the girls are fighting. I don't know. But the Phantom should be a scary old man. He's a ghost. What are ghosts if not scary old men? Which
makes it then spookier at the end when... Flash to the future, Christine has like died of childbirth or whatever the fuck, old age, I don't know. And Patrick Wilson like visits her grave and sees like the rose that was left by the Phantom.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, if he's like supposed to be 300,
yeah,
Gerard Butler 300. If he's supposed to be super old, that'd be like haunting.
It would be so scary if he was super old.
It should have been. He should have been in Bill Skarsgård Nosferatu makeup.
Fuck me. I was thinking the whole time, like, this, I want Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula style Phantom of the Opera. Like,
yeah.
You're right about the 10% dumber or 50% smarter. I would say 10% dumber, like, just invested into design. And I do think the design of this was, like, frequently very beautiful. I think it was all built on sets, like, completely staged at Pinewood in the UK, but like the dressing room set is like a dream set to me. It is so stunning. I think the cemetery is so beautiful. The sewers are amazing when he hops into the toilet.
Trainspotting style.
Exactly. So I did love a lot of that, but yeah.
They do a good job with like there's miniatures, there's like there's effects in this that are cool, but then there's just something like sweaty about it that I'm like, I just want it to be sweatier. If you're gonna do this, like make it more like
full gothic romance, you know what I mean? I was thinking, do not let Emerald Fennell get her hands on this, please God. That really scares me.
Phantom, it'll be set in the 80s and it'll be like Phantom and the Operas.
That is horrible. So bad. I would love to talk about the Phantom being a fucking patron of the arts and hating diva ship. and him coming out fucking snatched waist at that party. Like, you will produce my musical.
So is his thing, is his whole, like, what does the Phantom want? Is his thing, like, if I make her a star, then she will love me?
You know, I don't know. Is it, because then he clearly is like, well, I low-key want to be the star. Like, I don't know.
Like, he could just kidnap her and keep her in the dungeon or the
like in a really twisted Criminal Minds episode that scarred me when I was a really little kid, where a guy kidnapped people and made them into human marionettes.
Ooh.
Fucked out to an instrumental version of Creep by Radiohead.
That sounds
which
really
did
good.
Really scare me when I was 11.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Well, again, scary French mother at one point says about him, he's an architect and designer, a composer and a magician, a genius. The sister everyone wishes they had. The mother everyone wants. I don't know a better person.
There could be 99 people in the room, but if there's one phantom dropping curtain rigging on your nemesis.
Bonk. Yeah, it's like, is he just an exacting gay guy and all he wants is a committed performance? Like,
he's just looking for a muse. Like, but then, you know, of course, right? I'm like, this is nuts, but this is the Phantom of the Opera we're talking about, where I'm like, he's not that disfigured.
No, when they revealed his face, I was like, hey, whatever. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
I don't know.
A
sorry that happened.
Solid haircut would like solve a lot of his problems.
He just kind of looks like Machine Gun Kelly. I'm not gonna lie. When he takes that mask off, and you know, he takes the mask off, and immediately his hair is a different color. It's in a different cut. Like, the bottom half of his face is completely different. Like,
yeah, it matches in no way to the like shape of the iconic half mask. Like, I mean, he has like a burn, basically, is what it looks like. And to think that, like, as a child, he was in a freak show in which they didn't show his face, by the way. Like, yeah.
You would think that would be the big draw, but they just put a bag over his head.
Right.
And beat the shit out of him. Like, what is the point of that?
And, like, you know who should remake the Phantom of the Opera is the person who made that movie with Sebastian Stan. And the guy from
A Different Man.
A Different Man.
I don't know the director off the top of my head, but that's a fun pull. That's a good
I finally watched that, and it was
I loved it.
Way more creepy than I thought it was going to be, which was great.
And funny, you know?
Yeah.
I also thought of Nightmare Alley, the bad Guillermo del Toro movie, a lot during this. I do think Bradley Cooper could make a convincing Phantom. Like, we know his Elephant Man history. You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So then there's just this, like, the message or whatever that he, like, conveys at the end. Or Emmy Rossum is basically like, I'm into you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you as both my father, my angel, and
my teacher.
My teacher.
My cousin.
My sister, my daughter, my sister, my daughter. Yeah. Like, so it seems, I don't know, it's just weird. And then she, like, takes the mask off and he's like, how dare you? And she's like, well, it's not your face that bothers me. It's that you, like, keep killing people.
But does he? I mean, like, I guess we believe he does, and he, again, bonks some people on the head and whatever, but...
He hangs that one guy.
Oh, that's true. And that was pretty epic, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the transitional stuff that you would see on the stage, I feel, in so much more of an effective and clear way that gets lost in the set and lost in the, you know, cinematic language of it all.
Right. But then the real, like, violence of him towards her is... He's like, I'm going to kill Raoul, who you love, unless you marry me. If you marry me, I'll set him free. Mm-hmm. And so then she is like, okay, fine. I don't want you to kill Raoul. So she kisses him. And, like, true love's kiss, like, warms his heart. And he's like, leave this place. You go be with him and, like, never come back to me. Like, I free you both. And then he breaks all the mirrors. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like, must be hard for you, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really is kind of like a, like, ruined orgasm of an ending, I found. I mean, I like the flash forward as a kind of a corny bit, but yeah, it does not stick the landing. I really think the first 20 minutes are, like, incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it really got me.
it seems like a movie that wasn't just in development for all these years, but that like would have had a plagued production, which doesn't seem like the case. But
no, it doesn't seem like it.
The finished product is very like, oh, did you have to like stop and figure stuff out and then like put it back together? I don't know.
No, it was just a Joel Schumacher film. Still nominated for Oscars and shit, though. I was glad to see that nobody was nominated for a performance, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And like were people like buying the 2 CD deluxe soundtrack or?
I feel like maybe this made a shit ton of money, which was also really interesting to me. I just feel like even 20 years ago, there was a different appetite for movie musicals at the theater, but that might just be by virtue of like streaming and, different consumption habits. But yeah, I was still so shocked that I think it was like $70 or $80 million budget and turned a $150 million profit.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a hot ticket. I'm sure there are people who loved going to the show or like, great, I get to see.
Yeah, it's like, do we even have that anymore, though? Because I was thinking about Dear Evan Hansen and being one of those, like, zeitgeisty musicals that gets kind of a quick film adaptation. And I don't think the show itself on stage nor the movie musical version had the same reach that Phantom does. I mean, Phantom is also, like, the most running show of all time or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, Wicked is the success story of this. And, like, Cats is such lightning in a bottle because it's like it came out right before COVID. It was the most bonkers movie and
it had
was
a
anticipated.
Specific like social media push that was like grassroots basically, which is like so interesting.
But if you think about also like, oh, Cats is like a hugely successful stage musical. Will a bunch of people go to see Cats? It did not even have a chance to accomplish that because it was so like such a bonkers thing. I'm pulling up a great review I read that compared the two, which is Joe Reed of This Had Oscar Buzz saying, it's cosmically wrong that Tom Hooper directed the fun camp disaster Andrew Lloyd Webber movie, while Joel Schumacher produced the more competent but boring one.
Yeah, that's so true. It's very, very true. I also, that just makes me like of the Tom Hooper kind of British grand period drama directors. I feel like the guy who did like Atonement and Pride and Prejudice, and then the guy who did Anna Karenina, which is maybe the same person. But
Joe
like,
Wright? Yeah,
Joe Wright. Like that feels like that would have been an interesting choice for this material at the time too. Like if Joel
epic.
Schumacher was not like if Andrew Lloyd Webber was not obsessed with him for some reason.
I feel like one day we're going to see like Andrew Garfield as the Phantom.
Interesting.
When he's older.
I will say one of my besties from high school, I told her we were doing this episode, and she was like, the Royal Albert Hall concert version with Antonio Banderas is like superior, like needs to be seen. So I am kind of tempted. I might check that out. Yeah,
we'll put the link to that in the show notes. He was considered for the role, and I think probably could have been great at it. I really appreciated this bit of hypocrisy from Andrew Lloyd Webber that in 2021, speaking to Variety, he revealed that he personally felt director Joel Schumacher made a mistake in casting Gerard Butler. He said the Phantom was too young, and the whole point of the Phantom is he needs to be quite a bit older than Christine. But then, in June 2025,
oh God,
mere weeks ago, months ago, Lloyd Webber revealed that a remake of the film is in the early stages of development.
I'm not mad about that, but continue.
I think it can live on, but while not revealing potential directors or actors, he suggested he'd like to see somebody who is in their early 40s play the Phantom in the new film.
Yeah, get a fucking real old man in here, 41, 42.
It should be Willem Dafoe.
Fuck, that would be amazing.
He would be incredible. So committed.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just in a Frankenstein state of mind now, but Oscar Isaac could be kind of fucking hot. Glenn Powell as Raoul.
Same wig. Same wig as Patrick Wilson.
Lace front bobbing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it'll be interesting. They're going to make a movie out of Hamilton, right?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. Not in this climate.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney is going to make the Hamilton movie.
Absolutely not. Like, name another current musical that isn't already adapted from something else that would be like not Beetlejuice, not School of Rock. I'm drawing a blank. Wow, Phantom really is like really quite unique in that way.
What's the one that they're doing that's like it takes the span of many years and it's
the
like
Darren Criss one?
I don't know. It's the one that's like Daniel Radcliffe was in it, I think, with Jonathan Groff.
Oh, that's Merrily We Roll On. That's an existing Sondheim.
Right.
It's my fave Sondheim.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
anyway.
That's the movie there that Richard Linklater is doing the like 40-year durational.
I don't know. That's its own experimental thing. It doesn't like exist in this context, but
I hope it's good. Too early to tell.
Yeah. And I don't know. Obviously, Andrew Lloyd Webber. A lot of people think he's like a big plagiarist. But there were several allegations of like, oh, well, this is just like a Beethoven piece or whatever that's like reused. Former Pink Floyd vocalist and bassist Roger Waters has claimed that the signature descending, ascending halftone chord progression from Phantom's title song was plagiarized from the bass line of a track on the 1971 Pink Floyd album Metal called Echoes. But Roger Waters avoided legal action, saying, "Life's too long to bother with suing Andrew fucking Lloyd Webber."
Bloody Andrew fucking Lloyd Webber.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's just tell people to watch Antonio Banderas.
Mm-hmm. No, watch this version. It's
watch
fun.
This version.
It's not going to kill you.
Yeah, fair, fine.
It did put me in a Halloween state of mind. Again, like, any of that, like seeing Gerard Butler do that, I was like clapping my hands with glee. I loved it.
Screaming.
Flashes of brilliance, for sure.
Gerard Butler, I'm just so curious. Like I'm always curious what conversations these guys are having with their agents because Matthew McConaughey is on the circuit right now. He's got a Paul Greengrass movie out.
Christ almighty.
I'm there. It's like right.
Have
that's
you seen
for
it?
Me. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I famously worked on Captain Phillips, and so I have a soft spot for Paul Greengrass and how he makes movies.
Hey, when he's good, he's good. Matthew McConaughey and America Ferrera, dynamic duo.
Two great tastes that taste great together. But he was talking about like his transition. Like he was like at NY.
That's so amazing. Good for him. That's like huge.
Like really holding space for his transition right now. He was like at NYU and he was like, I'm going to major in drama. And then he's in Richard Linklater movie and just like completely comes on the scene as like a fully formed character.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's doing his rom-coms, he was like, okay, well, these are fine. They're fun. I am enjoying this, but I want to do drama and I can't do drama if I keep doing these. So I have to tell my agents to like, stop. I'm not going to take any. And he felt like he was surprised. Like he thought, they're going to call my bluff. Like the calls are not going to come. Time keeps passing and it takes a couple of years before finally he gets offered the types of roles he wants. And he's like, yeah, I really had to like stand my ground at that time because I could have taken millions of dollars to do more of the rom-coms. So
end up in Hallmark purgatory nowadays.
Yeah. And so watching that, I'm like, I look at Gerard Butler's like filmography and I'm like, what did this is his second movie.
Yeah.
Like it could have been over for him.
Wait, I did not know it was his second movie.
Oh, wait. So sorry. I was looking at the at his awards section. This is the second thing I guess he ever got. Gerard Butler. Let's see. Okay. Not his second movie. Scratch that. He'd already been in Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life.
That feels right.
And Dracula 2000. Okay. I'm
Good
so
Lord.
wrong. But just like, how are you going from these things? Like if he hadn't had 300.
For real. It's like, I feel like that advice, I don't know how applicable it is in modern Hollywood, like considering how insane the movie industry is right now. But I do think of like Pedro Pascal and like, seems like he is both doing and not doing that and starting to move into drama. And like, I feel like Timothée Chalamet really effectively does that.
Yeah.
And then there's like Glenn Powell, where I'm like, I'm worried about you, bro. You don't have to take more. Like, just chill. Come, sit this one out, Chad.
Oh my God, I am loving
Obligatory
that show.
Glenn Powell mention per episode.
I'm loving that show. It's so weird. It is so strange. That's the thing. I'm like, Eli and Peyton Manning are co-producing a show about football with Glenn Powell. That seems like it's going to be pretty straightforward.
Huh.
But every week I'm like, this is weird. Like, it is a weirdo show.
I trust their producing vibes a bit more than I trust like LeBron's production company. But whatever. That's not Phantom related. How the fuck did we get on that? Glenn Powell.
I don't know. But I will link one more thing in the show notes for everyone, which is my personal Christine Daae. It is a video that I just rewatch anytime I need a smile.
I think I know which one it is.
The Elephant Shrew?
Absolutely.
Yes. God.
It's so beautiful. It's so funny.
It is so cute and funny, and I like that.
And that's on period.
Now, that is how our Musical Mayhem season is going to end, with a bang, not a whimper.
I feel like Rob should insert the shrew here.
I mean,
it's just the song, I guess.
Like, it's an audio format.
But just think about it.
Just like look up a picture of an elephant shrew while it's playing. Sing to me, my angel of music. Love it. But yeah, look, listeners, if you have been along with us on this ride, I know AC and I have had a good time in our musical moment over these last.
It's been absolute mayhem, I will say.
It's been bayhem. And we have just one more treat for you all, which is that next
Keywords
week...
for you.
Yes, this is a sacrifice. This is us being just selfless. In the Divergent series, we would be in the abnegation household. Why did my mind go to there? I don't even know. I'm losing it. But next week, we are doing a full episode Patreon bonus, just like we did for the cursed Dear Evan Hansen. We are going to finally watch Emilia Perez. That is actually how we're going to end this season of Musical Mayhem. AC,
the Oscar-winning film, Emilia Perez. I have not seen it. I've skirted it this whole time.
It would have won every Oscar if Carla hadn't arrived hot on the scene.
Bro, now I'm like, Trump is about to make her a cabinet position. Like, it's insane.
I'm so nervous for the experience of watching Emilia Perez.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Might have to take an edible for this one.
I don't know are we going to like discuss it, or are we going to just do a watch along?
Ooh, we'll think about it.
Well, let's think about it. you can check that out on Patreon. We will have it for upper level Patreon supporters, and we will also have where you can just purchase it as a one-off. I think it will be, if nothing else, a wild ride. And yeah, I'm so glad that we did this musical season. I'm sorry that it took so long since our last batch of episodes, but we are already working on our next season. So after that Patreon bonus, we will be back to you before too long with, I'm sure, some movie discussions that are going to warm your heart. But that has our show for today.
I am the Phantom of the Opera. You can find me at AC Lamberty on Instagram and Letterboxd.
I'm Christine Daae, and you can find me at katexmachina on Blue Sky and Letterboxd. And please follow Feminist Frequency everywhere at femfreq. We're also putting on Letterboxd our companion watch list for the movies that we've discussed all season. But please let people know about this podcast. I know it's been around a while. It's had a few different iterations, but would love to welcome more people into the fold.
For sure. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, be sure to stick around for the bonus episode. We will be talking about the recent Safdie Brothers film, The Smashing Machine.
Safdie brother.
Singular Safdie brother.
Yeah. Please go ahead, share us, rate us on your favorite podcast app. Thank you for listening. Bye.
And listen to... Is that even the lyric?
And listen
No.
to the Phantom of the Night.
Opera. Okay.
Bye.
Ugh.